Hello and welcome to the show. Today we've got an exciting show planned for you. We have a great guest today. And the day of spoken word, when most folks talk about spoken word, one of the things they often don't talk about is poetry. There are still some great poets out there, and today we have the great benefit of sitting with one. Simmie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm just excited to be able to talk with you. You and I actually came in contact with one another because of a great event that you're bringing to Dallas. But before we get into that event that you're bringing, I want to first talk about your love for poetry. When did it start?
Well, at my church, we used to do a program called Java with Jehovah. And it was basically poetry and Christian music, and we did it every third Sunday of the month. We no longer do it, but that's where I actually, I guess, honed my craft, because listening to the other poets and everything, and it just made my love for poetry really come out. And then I learned that I could really kind of personalize poetry a little more. So that's where Poetic Visions kind of came from.
Yeah, and Poetic Visions is your company that you've since started.
Yes.
And this thing about starting it in church, so many of our gifts and talents and things are discovered in church. Talk about that a little bit more in terms of how you were able to really tap into this gift in the church environment.
Well, it was, I'm married, so when I write my poetry, it has a lot to do with my husband and love, and God is love. And just being in that setting just really allowed me to really open up and how I felt. And I have a lot of spiritual poetry where I'm talking basically to God about how I feel about life, or how I feel about myself, or things that's going on around me. So that environment really allowed me to grow in God and to just grow as a poet, an individual all around.
That's absolutely amazing. So would you say that poetry for you is therapeutic?
Very therapeutic.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so the opportunity to just sit and listen to your heart, if you will, and then put that on paper. Is that what it's like?
That's what it's like. It's like a love song.
I admire poetry, but I'm not a poet myself.
Well, I mean, it's okay. Most people, they do the roses is red. Roses are red, rather.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, I didn't even start writing poetry till I was probably in late 20s.
Man.
Yeah, I was watching a movie one day and I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. And I wrote a poem right after that.
Man. And see, I guess I have a benefit that the audience does not have, because as I sit here and I hear you say that, I'm amazed by that, because recently you did some work for me on helped me with my wife's birthday, and you wrote a poem. And she was just so blown away by it. And she then took it, and we didn't intend to put it on Facebook, but because she was so moved by it, she then took it and put it on Facebook. Well, then all of her friends became moved by it, and I got a call from my brother-in-law saying, man, what are you doing? You don't do that type of stuff, because now you're making it challenging for all the rest of us. And I said, well, hey, man, I just felt like doing a little something. Well, I didn't let on the fact that you had actually did the heavy lifting on that project.
It's okay.
So, but you help other husbands and folks out like that as well. Talk about that, how you've taken Poetic Visions and actually formed a business with it and doing those type of things.
Well, from the poetry that I was doing at the church, a lot of people would ask me, like people that were getting married, they would ask me, hey, can you do a poem for my wedding? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I would ask them questions about their spouse or what exactly that they want in the poem, and I personalized it because I wanted to make it so much more of them than of me. I'm just finessing whatever it is that you want to say. Right. And I did that for like 4 or 5 years, and I said, well, hey, maybe somebody else would like this, to have this benefit. So I have been so blessed by being able to write poems for people that have been married well over 20 years, but it sounds like they just got married or newlyweds. And I've helped people with their vows. It's just an awesome experience just to renew all over again those feelings that I feel, because I'm writing from my own perspective as well. Right. And just to put it into words, and they just love it. It's just, that just blesses my heart.
Yeah. You know, and I really appreciate all things art, but I really wanted to talk with you about this because I think there are folks who are losing hope and feeling like there is no longer this romantic thing, if you will. And I think you help to remind us that it is still there. You just have to be creative in the process and the way that you go about doing things. So I really appreciate what you do and how you help couples to rekindle the fires and things of that nature. And you have taken it one step further, and you're bringing an event to Dallas that's going to allow us to do that even more. And we'll talk to you more about that when we come back. More with Simmie Westbrook in just a moment. Stay with us.
It's broader than just HIV and AIDS. We're talking about sex education and revisiting that in terms of what we know as humans is a part of life. We are quiet about it, whether it is in our home, in our churches, but on the street, they're very loud about having unprotected sex, engaging in sex at an early age. So basically, they're beating us in the street in an area that we should be leading in, but we're afraid to talk about it. We're afraid to have a curriculum. We're afraid to have a conversation. But every time your child leaves out the door, they're getting a conversation.
Hi, I'm Dominique Howell with Howell Consulting Group, a Dallas-based boutique consulting firm focused on helping healthcare organizations optimize their revenue cycle operations. I know that we are going through a huge game changer in healthcare. So CFOs, if you are in need of a healthcare consulting firm to help you optimize your revenue cycle, help with your cash acceleration project, or manage the impacts of ICD-10, please consider Howell Consulting Group. Our contact number is 214-760-1211.
Hey, I'm Romello Truitt, co-owner of Wings World Restaurants and owner of Row Collection Clothing Company. 1 in 16 black men will be diagnosed with HIV in their lifetime. Get tested, get informed, learn your status, because black lives do matter. Peace.
Welcome back. We're having a conversation today with Samina Westbrook, poet and author, and she not only is giving us a Love Jones experience through her work that she does, she's actually bringing an event to Dallas entitled the Love Jones Experience.
Yeah.
Samina, let's talk about this Love Jones experience and how it came to be. Before we tell them who's coming, let's talk about how it actually came to be. And we're going to keep that suspense there.
Well, I was actually in my bathroom one morning last June.
Most great things are created in the bathroom.
Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm in the bathroom and it just dropped into my spirit really. And I said, I wonder if I could do my own show. Kind of thinking about Java still. Mm-hmm. And I said, I wonder if I could do my own show. Then I said, well, who would I bring? Mm-hmm. And I love Lalah Hathaway. And I said, okay, well, let me see if I could find out about who manages Lalah Hathaway. And I went online, I found that out, I started negotiation, didn't have a dime.
Yeah, man.
And so I kind of got stopped in my tracks because they only wanted to negotiate with a buyer. And so now I'm like, well, what is a buyer? Where can I find one? So I had to make some phone calls to some musician friends of mine, and the rest is history. They linked me up with my production manager, who linked me up with my marketing manager, and it was just on from there. And God is so awesome. He has led the way totally in this endeavor, and I am just thankful for what he has allowed me to do.
I mean, there is so much talk about this show because I guess these two together on stage, I mean, folks are just anticipating the type of performance that they're going to get from the both of them. And, you know, the fact that I don't think they've ever been together in Dallas. I don't know when the last time either of them were even here. And the fact that you're billing it as the Love Jones Experience. So how did the name come to be?
Well, because a part of the show, there's going to be some poetry, like the movie Love Jones.
Okay.
So you can't have the Love Jones Experience without poetry. So there's going to be a little poetry involved, and some other little things that just add a little more flavor to it. It's not just your average concert. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to give you the full package, the total experience for your money. Because, you know, to me, the genre of R&B music is just not being appreciated. It's going all to this hip hop and pop, and I really, the people have not lost their love for it.
Right.
It's just the commercialization of the hip hop has just kind of taken over, and I just want to make sure that the people still get the full flavor of R&B music, neo soul music, whatever it is that they like. That's what I want to bring back to Dallas.
Man, yeah. I mean, because like I said, I noticed this is not even being called an event. Most people say, well, it's a concert event, things of that nature. No, this is an experience. You're going to walk away from this experience with something to remember.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Most definitely. That's what I want to create for you.
And this doesn't just stop here. I mean, there are some things that you're also working on to maybe later in the fall. We should expect to maybe see another experience come through Dallas.
That's right. That's right. Later in the fall, I am starting preliminary plans right now.
Yeah, man.
For something, and I'm thinking about something big in the summer.
Okay.
So, you know, but definitely, you know what? I want the people that come to experience it to get the first opportunity on the next show. So I'm gonna unveil some surprises at the show.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. You got to be there Saturday, May 14th at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. It's the Love Jones Experience, and it'll be taking place. Lalah Hathaway Musiq Soulchild. Again, the Love Jones Experience. And I guess, where can folks get more information?
They can go on to our Facebook page, has a lot of information on it.
Okay.
Just the Love Jones Experience. Or they can go on to Ticketmaster if there may be 2 or 3 more tickets.
So you had better go quick. And we'll also give a link as well from our website, chrishowellonline.com. We'll be sure to give you a website. It's on the screen there. Take a look at that, and we'll also make sure we give you a link to all the places that she mentioned so you can be sure to be a part of the Love Jones Experience. Taking place Saturday, May 14th, right here in Dallas, Texas. Musiq Soulchild, Lalah Hathaway.
Just look out for more great things from Poetic Visions. We're just coming on scene, but we're definitely here to stay.
Simmie Westbrook, thank you so much for what you're doing, and I look forward to this experience
out
of the Love Jones Experience on Saturday, May 14th.
All right.
All right, thanks for being here with us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.